Listen, I know what you've all been waiting for. You've been waiting for the one and only objective Marvel Rivals tier list. Well, don't you worry. I got it for you right here. No, anyways, I'm just kidding, all right? Every one of these tier lists, there's gonna be a ton of arguments, a ton of yelling in the comments. All I ask is that you give me a little bit of grace. It's Christmas time. Let's be nice, okay? But anyways, what I wanna do, I wanna separate this from the other tier lists out there. I think a lot of people make tier lists on like what the top players are playing, but listen, have you guys ever seen the bell curve, all right? Most of us are in the middle, so I'm gonna make a tier list for what the average player can expect, all right? But before we jump into this, if you're new here, hi, my name's Chris. I also go by Bootman, and I make a ton of Marvel Rivals content. And if you could do me a favor, since it's Christmas time, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. We are trying to hit 13,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And I know with your help, we could do it. It is a free present that you can get me for Christmas, and I promise to provide you some valuable content in return, all right? So anyways, let's jump into this. And I also wanna say, a lot of the characters, a lot of the heroes in this game are pretty decent. So we're gonna see a lot of stuff at the top, but we're gonna see a few at the bottom too. All right, so anyways, let's start off with our first one, Cloak and Dagger. So those of you who missed it, I just made a Cloak and Dagger guide. They're my most played hero, and yeah, I am gonna put them up here on S tier. I'm gonna run through these kind of quick too. I hate really long explanation tier lists. Anyways, S tier, they're very versatile. You could do a lot of healing, you could do a lot of damage, you could protect your team, you could do massive heals, like their ultimate, Dagger's healing bubble, Cloak being able to negate pretty much every ult in the game if you time it correctly. Excellent, all right? Sadly, we're gonna put Wolverine all the way at the bottom. Wolverine, I'm sorry, I don't know what they could do to this hero, but I'm really hoping he gets some buffs. Maybe we're just not figuring out like the right play style with him yet, but he's like decent, but I don't think he's anywhere close to a top tier with all the other options available. So Venom is my second most played hero in this game. I am going to put him, if I had to compare him to the other tanks, I don't like it. I'll put him in B, all right? He has a great survivability aspect to him. You can pop his shield, you can get in there, you can disrupt the enemy team, all that, but he is kind of lacking in some places where I think some other heroes might be stronger. So next up, we have Thor. I'll also toss Thor around the B tier list. Crazy Thors can do really scary things, especially when you get like the Thor team up with Cap and those two just run around like a couple of Bash brothers. But yeah, Thor, he has some decent survivability and he does a lot of damage. Something I've been noticing lately, especially as a healer, is Thor has some speed. My dude can chase some people down. I'm a healer and I'm trying to run away from this guy and he is just on me with that big old Mjolnir, all right? But we're gonna put him in B. Punisher. It's crazy because Punisher was definitely one of the top tier heroes in like the closed alpha. I think he fell off a little bit in the beta, but now I rarely see Punisher. And I think it might just because there's so many different options. But yeah, we'll put Punisher down to C. Punisher, if I was making a beginner's hero tier list, like I always tell everybody, just start out with Punisher. If you ever played a shooter game, just start out with Punisher, do your thing, all right? He like might be really low B, but I'm gonna put him in C, see if any of you yell at me for that, all right? Storm, I'm also gonna put you down here. I'm gonna put you down here, Storm. You might deserve that, but I'll be nice to you. I'll be nice to you today, Storm. Storm, like I like her as a character. Her ultimate's like really crazy, but like with just like characters that fly in the air, especially with additions like Hawkeye and other heroes you have, like you could just snipe her out of the sky. Like they're just floating targets. I've been playing Mantis lately and like just going up against a Storm the other night, like just easy pickings. Star-Lord, I'll give Star-Lord a little A. I'll give Star-Lord an A tier. Yeah, he's quick, he's good, he can fly and just run around. Kind of hard to kill when somebody is decent with him. Funny story, last night we were playing, and my last game of the night was against a cheating Star-Lord. Cheating is very rare in this game, but like something was off and we rewatched the replay and it was just headshots only, crosshair nowhere near the person. It was bonkers, but that's besides the point. I think Star-Lord's A. I might get some flack for this, but I think people who can play Star-Lord well are very scary with him. Squirrel Girl. I would put, you know what? Screw it, let's get controversial. I think people are sleeping on Squirrel Girl. This girl does so much damage. I actually made a spreadsheet with all of the damage from all the different heroes because I have it listed on the website. And like, Squirrel Girl is one of the top damage dealers on the game. And you just bounce her little acorns and they go super far and they can bounce off walls so you can get little angles and stuff. And then she also has CC with her big old nut that she throws. Her ultimate is awesome. It bounces all over the place and it's adorable. Like, ugh. Yeah, but anyways, I don't think enough people are playing Squirrel Girl, never. Spider-Man, you know how I know I'm gonna have a bad game? When somebody insta-picks Spider-Man in my game, I just know, it's gonna be bad. But surprisingly, a lot of people are starting to get better with Spider-Man. I'll toss him in the B tier. Just being able to get in and get out so easily, like to the back line. Like I said, I've been playing Mantis lately, and a good Spider-Man, because Mantis is great for just like sleeping people who try to dive the back line, but a good Spider-Man's gonna get in there and out of there, barely even touch the ground, so it's even harder to hit him with a sleep. I think Cloak and Dagger is a great counter for Spider-Man, but I do notice, even though there are just so many bad Spider-Man out there, I think people are starting to get a little bit better. Scarlet Witch, I don't know why. I feel like she should be up here, but I think we're gonna put her down to C tier. Like, I feel like she should be better. Now, if she's teamed up with Magneto, I guess technically it makes Magneto a little bit better. But yeah, she does damage. Her ultimate is absolutely insane. But I think, well, we're talking about at the middle too. You know what? Average players, get you on some Scarlet Witch, all right? Your ultimate will catch some people off guard. You'll wipe people, okay? Rocket. As far as healers go, compared to the other healers, I just think he's one of the weaker ones. My best friend who I game with all the time, he like is a Rocket player, but like, I think he's B tier, maybe high B tier. I don't really like organizing the tiers, like, you know, like who's better than who on the tier, but anyways, I'm gonna put him up there because like, I think something that is a little bit underestimated about Rocket and his utility is just his respawner. His respawner, like every single team fight just about, or big fight, like you're gonna have like at least one free revive, and it's really, really good. And I think that's important. His heals are pretty decent too. It's just one of the reasons I don't put him up there with some of the other healers is just like, he doesn't have like a huge AoE heal. He doesn't really have any CC or anything. He has a little bit of escape, but I do think a lot of the healers are better. Next up, Psylocke, one of the brand new additions. We'll go ahead and toss her up there in S tier. This little assassin lady, ooh, you get somebody good on Psylocke, she will rock your world. She has invis, she has escapes, she does a ton of damage. She can hit you from ranged or she can like blast you up close. Her ultimate is bonkers and I will be shocked if it doesn't get nerfed. The AoE on that thing is insane and it has height to it too. So even if you fly up above, if you're not high enough, she is gonna get you in it. Psylocke is a very, very, very powerful character. Penny, yeah, I think Penny goes down C? Nah, D's looking a little bit empty. We'll put Penny down here. Compared to a lot of the other tanks, like Penny's just not great. Like, even though this is more of like the middle, like kind of average player tier list, just like you guys, all you gotta do to counter Penny, just shoot her little spider bot thing, which a lot of people don't do. Just shoot that thing and Penny's not gonna be all that great. Like even her ultimate, it seems scary, but it's not. It's fine. Namor, it's taking everything in me not to put Namor up in S tier, but I'm gonna put Namor in A tier. I do think Namor is definitely one of the most underrated DPS in the game, like most underrated duelist. The dude does so much damage and his octopuses, similar to a lot of other characters, like people just don't shoot his octopuses nearly enough, but the dude does damage and he's also up there for some of the highest damage in the game. And his ultimate is crazy too. Big AoE, does a stun, it's awesome. So next up we have Moon Knight, and we're gonna put Moon Knight, I think, you know what? I'll do Moon Knight. No, I'll put Moon Knight B tier. I'll put Moon Knight B tier. I'm gonna make a video, so make sure you're subscribed. I'm gonna make a video on just how you need to shoot some things in the game. When people aren't paying attention to Moon Knight's onks, he's A tier, all right? But if you get half decent players, they're gonna shoot his onks, and Moon Knight stocks go way down. But even if they shoot your onks, like if you're fast enough, Moon Knight can do an insane amount of damage when a team is grouped up. So if they're on the point, capturing it, or on a payload, and you just fire a quick onk, shoot immediately into it, Moon Knight's gonna do a ton of damage to the entire team. Mantis, just started playing her. I just started playing her this week, and I can easily see why people put her S tier. This girl is insane. Dude, like, okay, first off, her damage boost, and she could do it to herself or her teammates. So like, you know, damage boosting like your Namor, your Psylocke, your Hela, whoever, right? Or you damage boost yourself and she can kind of double up and do dual role, and you can cast her abilities so fast. So you can like heal people like very easily, and then switch to shooting somebody, you know? If there's somebody flying around especially, really great. So if you have decent aim and you want somebody who can heal, but anyways, what makes her so powerful is her sleep. Like, oh my God, that sleep is insane. It's my new favorite thing to do in this game, is just people diving us in the back line and just throwing down a sleep on them. Oh, it's great. And by the time, like, you hit them, and by the time they wake up, like, you took off a ton of their health. If not, you killed them, right? You sleep them, you just aim right at their head, boom, boom, you do a couple shots. Some people will die almost instantly, especially if somebody else on your team is shooting them with you. Magneto, yeah, I think Magneto's up here. He has multiple shields. He has like, you know, his big wide rectangle shield. I'm not sure what that's called. Then he has his bubble shields, one that you could do on yourself, one that you could do on your teammate. He has a powerful ult, but yeah, anyways, he can like just chill there in the front line. And even though like the timing isn't exact for the two shields going back and forth, like he could just sit there and just like take a ton of damage because he's just blocking it all, right? But yeah, especially if you pair him up with Scarlet Witch, they nerfed their team up and it is still insanely strong. So yeah, Magneto is just phenomenal. Magik, I don't know. Good Magics, okay, I don't like it. She's very low A tier for me. Very low. Yeah, any kind of backliner who's really good, like Magik can be crazy, but when people focus her, when you CC her, right? Like if you drop your sleep on her, like her value goes down a ton. But there are some magics that are just like really good at just like timing their cooldowns with their teleports, getting in and out, and they're nuts. So I'm gonna put her A, but you know, if you yelled at me and said no, she's definitely B, wouldn't be surprised. C, I think that's a little too harsh on our girl, but you know, I'll say low A tier. Luna Snow, you go up here, girl. Luna, like, she's ridiculous. She is nuts. Her healing's crazy. Her ultimate is insane. I think I've only seen, like, I played through the alpha, I played through the beta, right? I have like almost, I think I have over 60 hours in the game now since global launch. And what I'm getting at is I think I've only seen maybe once or twice, like a Luna die in her ultimate. Like people are basically invincible. It's crazy. So yeah, Luna definitely at the top of the list. Loki, I will put Loki A tier. During the alpha, like the tournaments and stuff, a lot of people were using Loki, and I think maybe just other healers are better options now. A lot of people were kind of like flexing Loki as a DPS and a healer. Good Lokis are really good, right? They're getting their heals down, they're doing some damage, they're really hard to get because they can go invisible, they got clones. And by the way, you know, fun little fact, a little tip, like if you're facing against a Loki, shoot those little healing crystals, shoot those. So many people don't shoot those. You guys, I'm telling you, I'm making a video. It's probably gonna be a YouTube short because it doesn't need to be too in-depth. But you guys, anything that is not supposed to be on the map, just shoot it. That is going to step up your game so much, I promise you. Anything that's added to the map from a character, shoot it, all right? Jeff, probably my most hated hero. I can make a whole video on my hatred for Jeff, and I apologize to everybody who I spit out over edges during the beta when he first came out. But yeah, we'll put Jeff B tier. He's high B tier. No, I can't put him on the same tier as Rocket. Okay, we'll put Jeff A tier. His healing's pretty good, all right? He just shoots this like constant stream, this constant blast. So as a healer, he's pretty good. He has like a passive heal when he goes under the ground to escape. His bubbles that like boost healing for other people. His ultimate is just annoying. I've been countering it a lot with Cloak and Dagger. Some people are smart and they're able to get out of it or, know when it's coming because it has a very loud audio cue. But sometimes like, man, the range on that thing, the AoE on that is nuts. Iron Man. Yeah, Iron Man's similar to Storm. You know what? I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put him here, but like if you said, no, Chris, that's a B tier, that's like, fine, okay? The reason I'm putting him down here is the same reason Storm's down here, is like, yo, the dude just floats around in the air, like shoot him. Like when I was playing Mantis against like a bunch of Iron Men just yesterday and just plucking them out of sky, just easily. They're just floating around, right? If you have any kind of ranged DPS, like you could just smoke this Iron Man, okay? Iron Man did get massively buffed. He was like super weak in the alpha, got a lot stronger in the beta. He's still pretty strong, but just the only time an Iron Man does good is if your team is screwing up big time. Next up, Hulk. Man, isn't that terrible? Just down here. You're down here with Wolverine. You guys have such a fun team up. The team up everybody was hoping for, but just, yeah, Hulk compared to the other tanks, just boring, nothing great. Not a huge fan. He's just pretty weak. It is very rare that you'll just be playing and just be like, wow, that Hulk did really, really good. And then we have Hela, the best DPS in the game. I could also make a whole video on how this woman needs to get nerfed, but yeah, anybody with decent aim, just play Hela. Her kit is just absolutely ridiculous. Her regular fire is just one of the strongest attacks in the game. She has an escape. She has a stun. Her ultimate, you have to kill her twice, and she has an insane amount of splash damage with her ultimate too. So if you're trying to hit her, like you better hope that even if you're like kind of dipping and diving behind a corner, like that she's not gonna splash and kill you. Like she is absolutely insane. Hawkeye, low A tier. Like if you're a half decent aimer, you're gonna be okay with Hawkeye, because he can just fire into a group and you're gonna take somebody like, sometimes you're gonna one-shot kill him, other times you're gonna take him down to like 20 health or whatever. It's pretty nuts. Groot. A or S. What do you all think? I'm gonna put you A. I'll put you high A. You could be here, Groot. I was watching that other video. A lot of you probably saw it. It had like 200,000 views, which was like S tier heroes with evidence. And I think that's really interesting because that video came out not long after we got the top 500. But anyways, Groot was one of the top heroes on there. And yeah, he has good ability to like just wall off the enemy team. He does a decent amount of damage. His kit is pretty decent. I think in just average gameplay though, when someone's playing Groot on your team, unless they're like really being mindful and cognizant of your healers and everything, sometimes they're just screwing up your whole flow. So I'll put him A tier because he's decent, but at the higher levels of play, I can see how he'd be stronger. Doctor Strange, S tier tank, him and Magneto. Yeah, Doctor Strange, his shield has an insane amount of health. It's very big too, it's very wide. His ultimate is just amazing. He could do some damage, just Doctor Strange has a whole thing. And then just like the portal is more of a novelty thing, but people with a decent portal, they'll get you. A lot of people, they're doing portals, they'll portal in an alt and then their team will come in and it's just a hot mess. Captain America, where do I think you should go? I guess we'll go here. With Thor. Captain America's pretty good. Like I said, when you get Captain America and Thor, it's a nasty team up. It's just that he's very like like kind of like a bruiser, and he's very like one-on-one-ish, right? A lot of these other tanks can like take on multiple people or just handle multiple people. Like if I'm looking at Magneto, right? Magneto can like take the damage from like multiple people, right? Doctor Strange, I'm not Doctor Strange, Captain America, compared to Doctor Strange, he has a very small shield, but he's good, he's strong. If you argued with me that he's A tier, maybe. Black Panther, I think at this level of play, he's down, he must be C. Because he's sort of like Spider-Man. I think Black Panther is a very good, underrated character, similar to Namor, but unlike Namor, Black Panther's harder to play. Like, you gotta really get in there, you have to time your cooldowns, you have to have great aim, and just be able to get in and out. Good Black Panthers are scary, but I don't think enough people have practiced him at this level of play to make him good. Adam Warlock, here, you could fight me on this. Yell at me, fight me, I don't care, I'm doing it. Adam Warlock, man, like, when Adam Warlock came out in the beta, I played him a ton. I'm like, man, this dude seems strong. I think a lot of people say he's weak because his heals are, you know, that you have a cooldown, you only have a couple charges, but his heal is massive. And his soul bond where he links people up. But yo, him resurrecting your team is massive. Huge team fight swings. Huge. Say like, you know, a Doctor Strange comes in and takes out a bunch of your people, or, you know, a Scarlet Witch or a Hela, it's just, you know, taking out everybody. Like him just resurrecting everybody. And then like if you pair up, if you have your two strategists as Mantis and Adam Warlock, you get another free resurrection for Mantis, which is bonkers. Adam Warlock does a ton of damage. Much like, you know, like Mantis, Adam Warlock can snipe fools with his fully charged right click. It is nuts. Like I said, you can fight me on this. I will die on the hill that Adam Warlock is extremely underrated, all right? Bucky, we'll put B tier Bucky. Something I've noticed is I have never played with a good Bucky, but I've played against a lot of good Buckies. I just think a lot of people don't know how to deal with him, but once you do know how to deal with him, he's not that great. They did buff him. They gave him an extra bullet in his just regular gun. But yeah, when he gets on a roll with his ultimate, he just starts againning people over and over and over and over and over again. It becomes a big problem. But yeah, I don't think a lot of people have those skills yet. Iron Fist. Yeah, Iron Fist. I think Iron Fist is really, really good. But yeah, he's similar to Spider-Man. Similar to Spider-Man. I think Iron Fist is just a little bit easier to play than Black Panther, so we're seeing more Iron Fist, but the dude does a ton of damage. He's just very squishy, and I don't think a lot of people have the mobility to make him great. There are some Iron Fists that you're gonna run into that are amazing, but yeah, he does a ton of damage and he can get in and out of there. Like, I am not great with like backliner DPS characters, but I hopped on Iron Fist and I had some decent games. So I think maybe in time we'll see more Iron Fist. Like, he's great for diving in the back line and can just get in and out with a ton of damage. Last up, we have Scarlet Witch. I'm gonna put Scarlet Witch down in, yeah, probably D tier. I'm sorry. I wish Scarlet Witch was a little bit better. Like, I wish like they gave her like, you know, a pistol or something to go with her sniper rather than just like the batons. Like, make the batons kind of like, you know, Hawkeye's sword, where it's like the shift ability or something, or maybe just like the melee attacks. But yeah, she just, you know, she turns into a sniper, and a lot of times, like, especially like on maps like Hydra where things are like moving around and stuff, like, she becomes less valuable over time. And yeah, her play rate's super low. Like, maybe this will change in the future. But yeah, like, Scarlet Witch just is not great. All right. Oh, so anyways, that's all I got. I thought this was going to be even shorter, but anyways, I got my thoughts out. So let me know down in the comments how dumb you think I am, where you would rate these heroes. But anyways, before I let you go, again, quick reminder, make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell. We are trying to hit 13,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That is your Christmas gift to me. I will be very appreciative, and I promise to give you some amazing Marvel Rivals content. Typically, I do like guides and tips and tricks and stuff like that. I just felt it necessary to get out a tier list, all right? That's all I got for this video. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.